You have recently severed ties with your partner. I understand how the emotional anguish that you are experiencing right now may cut so deeply and leave you feeling raw, because there is almost no distinction between the physical and mental agony that you are experiencing as a result of the breakup of your relationship. It will feel exactly the same to you as though someone were stabbing you from the moment you get up until the moment you go to sleep, as if someone had literally torn your heart out of your chest, trampled on it several times, set fire to it, and then placed it back in your chest. That's the extent of the problem. Yeah. Because of my own experiences, I can tell you that one of the most important things you need to realize is that the longer the duration of the relationship, the more intense the agony and the more time it will take for you to recover. If you were with someone for 10 years and then split up because they hurt you in an inconceivable way, or if you broke up with them after that, it is going to take some time for this wound to heal. The mental pain that you are experiencing is similar to having a crazy guy locked up inside of a cage within you. Every time he does this, you will go through a roller coaster of feelings, including being upset and irritated throughout the course of time. He will always find a way to escape from his confinement. As this continues, the person who is confined in the cage will become increasingly worn out from attempting to escape. You'll find that instances of melancholy and rage are happening less frequently, which is a good sign. The first step in getting over your ex is to come to terms with the idea that there is no chance of getting back together with them. If you're watching this, I'm going to assume that you weren't the one who messed things up. If that's the case, then the biggest error you can make is telling yourself that you did it. There is still a chance emotionally, but in order for your brain to begin the healing process, you need to first come to terms with the truth that there is no chance that you will ever be able to get back together with this person. After you have done this, you will be able to start the healing process. There are over 7.5 billion people on the world, and in order to have a healthy relationship, you only need one person. In other words, there are a lot of available partners out there. It is true that you will never find somebody who is an exact match for your ex-partner, but if you put in the effort to look, there is a strong chance that you may discover someone who is an even better companion for you than your ex-partner was. Could have ever been. The reality is that the majority of people think they have a picture in their head of the ideal male or female partner. However, the reality is that they wind up settling, and in some instances, they settle for the first person who shows interest in them. And they never properly explore their choices if they find up in a situation where they have been discarded. I've got some good news for you. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, it wasn't you. It was the other person. You need to realize that you, not they, were the diamond in the rough, and you need to let the other person go. You should go for someone who is similar to you, since other people will attempt to imitate you and take your place, but they will never be as good as you because they don't have it the same way and you love the other person. At one time, but not any longer, you should let them go look for someone who is similar to you. They will never find it. As soon as you comprehend that fact, you are aware of the fact that nobody will ever be able to step into your shoes. You should go for someone who is similar to you, since other people will attempt to imitate you and take your place, but they will never be as good as you because they don't have it the same way and you love the other person. At one time, but not any longer, you should let them go look for someone who is similar to you. They will never find it. As soon as you comprehend that fact, you are aware of the fact that nobody will ever be able to step into your shoes. You're free to move on from that person right away because it was their misfortune. I just wanted to let you know that there is no such thing as the one I know. From the time you were born, you've been conditioned to believe that somewhere in the world there is a magical individual. That person will have everything that you could possibly desire, and while you may have felt that this individual was the one for you, the reality is that there are billions of individuals on the earth, and you'll need to carry that baggage for quite some time. However, the truth is that if you're a male, statistically speaking, you should endure less pain than the girl. There's no getting around the fact that breakups are unpleasant. If you are a lady, simply recognize that it will take a little bit longer to find a new normal. This is a major advantage for you because it means that you can recover faster and move on. If you are a guy, this means that it will take a little bit longer to discover a new normal. The most common error that people do after ending a relationship with another person is to take the breakup personally. This is especially true for us guys. When we end a relationship with someone, we have a greater propensity to behave in an idiotic manner and hook up with a variety of different partners because girls are more prone to experience feelings of depression and participate in activities with their friends and family. We are working hard to maintain our self-esteem. After ending a romantic partnership, investing a significant amount of time with one's family, friends, or other support system of choice is among the most beneficial things a person can do for themselves. The majority of people have a tendency, when they are in a relationship, to make the other person the focal point of their lives. As a result, they stop going out and spending time with their friends and family. If this describes your current circumstances, you should begin spending more time with your loved ones and close friends. The first few days, weeks, or months after quitting a problematic habit are always the most difficult, and the same is true for getting over an ex. However, with the passage of time, the hurt will become less intense. As the old adage goes, time cures all wounds, which is virtually always the case. All you need to do is come to terms with the fact that there is no possibility of getting back together. If you want to start the healing process off on the right foot, you should burn or give away whatever you own that has to do with your ex-partner. If you keep these things, you are inadvertently deceiving yourself into thinking that there is still a chance that the two of you may get back together. There is another proverb that suggests the quickest way to get over someone is to go beneath someone else. The majority of men will take this proverb rather literally, but it really only means to begin dating someone else. You have to come to terms with the fact that there is no escape from the suffering. The longer the duration of the connection, the more intense the pain will be. A 1-year relationship will not be nearly as painful as a 10 or 20-year commitment. When it comes to relationships, one of the most common and significant errors that individuals make, particularly men, are interpreting the breakup as a failure. For men, experiencing a breakup can truly give the impression that we are losers. This is due to the fact that our psyche classifies everything that happens in our lives as either a success or a failure. It is usually a good idea to spend a little bit of time thinking about the relationship and what you could have done better, such as being less jealous or more romantic. Spending some time thinking about the relationship is always a good idea. Don't think of these experiences as failures. Instead, look at them as opportunities to improve for the next person you date, whether that is a girl or a guy. Someone has probably told you before that in order to love another person, you must first love who you are and what you want first. If you have major issues with jealousy or insecurities, you should work on eliminating these problems before entering into a new relationship. If you have low self-esteem or a problem similar to this, you should work on fixing that issue first. This is true if you have major problems with jealousy or insecurities. One of the finest things that you can do after a relationship is to work on fixing this problem first. If you are so broke that you can't even buy items to make you feel better and move on, then working on fixing this problem is one of the best things that you can do. After ending a relationship, you may feel as if your life has come to an end. One way to combat this feeling, which is referred to as finding the silver lining, is to look for the positive aspects that are concealed inside the negative. However, the reality is that this new phase of your life is just getting started, and you should be excited about this new opportunity since it may very well be the most interesting one yet. Now is an excellent moment to get started on bettering yourself by working on developing your character and boosting your self-assurance. Your finances, make some new friends, and after the day is over, you should keep it in mind. It belongs to the other person. They will probably spend the rest of their lives looking for someone to replace you, but they will never succeed. They may find someone who is willing to try, but no one will ever be as good as you. With that out of the way, we want to thank you for watching and look forward to seeing you next time.